Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 3, Tatarigoroshi. So last time, we finished up the baseball of the gang, I suppose, right? And it was nice because we got introduced to some new characters like Kameda that we'll probably never see again, and Irie as well, right? So yeah, let's continue. Let's see what is gonna happen today.
じゃあ行ってくれよ。
車に気をつけるのよ。
Okay.
晩ご飯までには帰ってらっしゃいね。
Today was the day of the barbecue party that was the Hinamizawa Fighters victory celebration. Oh, okay. Of course, I, having prepared myself, skipped breakfast in order to stay hungry. Though with all the club members coming, it was pretty possible there would be a contest based on how fast or how much you could eat. Rena was already at our usual meeting place. Then Mion arrived a few minutes later.
よっしゃ。じゃあ早速行こうかね。おじさん朝ごはんを抜いてきたからお腹ペコペコ。
さすがだな。もちろん俺も朝食抜きで万全の体制だぜ。
二人とも朝食抜きは健康に良くないよ。レナはちゃんと食べたんだよ。
そうかそうか。レナは偉いぞ。朝食は一日の基本だもんな。きっと成長途上なミオンを飛び越してナイスバデーになってグラビアを独り占めだ。
What are you saying?
グラビアを独り占め。ナイスバデーになったらレナのとこにも白馬の王子様とか来てくれるかな
絶対来ないと思う。ケイちゃんも責任取れないならレナにいい加減なことは吹き込まないように。この子明日から3食くらいまとめて朝食を取り出すかもしれないよ。
Yeah, I could see Rena doing that. Wait, who did this gluttonous princess think was going to come for her?
まあその話は置いといて。とにかく俺たちはいい感じで腹ペコだ。さっさと行って大バーベキュー大会としゃれ込もうぜ。
The venue for said the barbecue was to be the Furude Shrine grounds where Rika-chan lived. They held events and festivals there and barbecues too. It was a place that held all sorts of ceremonies in Hinamizawa. Come to think of it, there was supposed to be a big village festival coming up, wasn't there? Tatarigoroshi or something? And the scenery you could see from that high up was fairly superb, and the calm atmosphere particular to shrines was something fairly difficult to find in the city. We left our bicycles at the bottom of the shrine steps and broke into a mad dash up the stairs. When we arrived in the shrine grounds, the Hinamizawa fighters and their fathers had already gathered and had begun setting up for the barbecue early. Of course, Satoko and Rika-chan were there as well. When they noticed our arrival, they waved to us.
あら、忘れずにちゃんと来ましたわね。皆さんが来なければその分お肉が多く食べられましたのに。実に残念でございましたよ。
甘いぜサトコ。俺たちが来た以上まさか霜降りが一口でも食べられるなんて思ってるんじゃないだろうな。以前ここで弁当を食った時を思い出せ。俺とサトコの致命的なリーチさで今回も圧倒してやるぜ。
なんですって？そんなの絶対に許せませんわ。
泣こうがわめこうがサトコは目の前で牛肉を頬張るのを見るだけだ。安心しろ。ピーマンやナスは譲ってやるからな。
僕もさとこにかぼちゃを焼いたのをいっぱいいっぱい譲ってあげますです。
When Satoko heard the word squash, her complexion changed color. When she took my overwhelming reach into account, she knew it wasn't just a threat, it could actually happen.
監督に伝えとくよ。サトコはかぼちゃが大好きだって。監督のことだから日本全国から特産のかぼちゃを山盛り集めてきてくれるね。
よかったなサトコ。 どのかぼちゃもよりどり緑だぞ。朝から晩までずーっと3食かぼちゃ三昧だ。
レナみんながいじめますな。
Sadako tried to leap into Rena's chest. Oh no, clearly given another another second, Rena's Mac punches would have us piled on the ground. So just before Sadako hit Rena, I grabbed her by the nape of the neck and pulled her back. A superb reaction with only seconds of foresight, at least it was supposed to be. But for Rena, when I caught the leaping crying Satiko, it looked I was keeping her to myself. It looked like they should have added like there. Bam, bam, and bam.
ダメだよケイチくん。これはレナのなんだよ。お持ち帰り。レナさん、その調子でミオさんとリカもやっつけてですわよ。
ちょっとタマ。
Bam.
さあ、リカはどこですの？いた。レナさん、あそこでしたよ。待っててね、さとこちゃん。すぐにやっつけちゃうよ。そうしたらすぐにお持ち帰り。さとこがひどいのです。リカちゃんもかわいい。お持ち帰り。リカ、ざまあないでございましてよ。
Sadako laughed in a shrill voice at Rika-chan and Rena's unproductive game of tag while we watched them sprawled out on the ground.
大丈夫ですか、前原さん。園崎さんも。
The coach came over and lent us a hand.
まあ私たちのいつものコミュニケーションですから、どうぞお気遣いなく。
いつも顔面にあざが残るようなコミュニケーションはもう嫌だぞ。
You never learn, do you? Laughed the coach loudly. It made us start to laugh too. Sadako's laughter, Rika-chan's yelling, and Rena's strange voice were kind of comfortable to hear. The adults here knew what they were doing, so the barbecue was ready in short order. As the salad oil dripped down onto the plate with a hiss, there was a loud cheer. When the coach brought over a big plate with all the meat on it, we all cheered again.
わあ、これ本当にすごいお肉だよ。監督、本当に大奮発したんだね。
約束ですからね。これなんかグラムいくらするか知ってます？本当に奮発したんですよ。
当然ですわ。三流のお肉じゃ昨日の私の大活躍をねぎらうには値しませんでしたよ。そうだね。今日の主賓はさとこちゃんに違いないね。
確かに最後のホームランを打ったのは紛れもなくさとこだもんな。しかも油断させたといえ小細工なしの特大アーチ。
さとこは運動神経は良いのです。
悪いどころか世代的には突出してるんじゃない？私なんかと比べても運動能力は決して劣らないでしょ。
さとこちゃんってひょっとすると将来はスポーツ界で大活躍できるかもね。なんだか褒めちぎられて照れますわね。むしゃむしゃ。
Satoko, for whom the excessive praise made her not notice the moderately grilled meat being stolen one after the other, was just far too cute. Tomita-kun and Okumura-kun were carrying something over to us. It was a huge barbecue plate.
おお、これぞまさしくバーベキューの主人公の到着じゃねえかよ。
The plate was chock full of skewers with vegetables and meat on them. The grilled, burning hot meat juices made a shh noise as they drizzled off. You need a lot of heat for cooking something on a metal skewer, so they had grilled the whole plate at once.
やっぱりこれがなきゃバーベキューとは言わないですよね。
ああ、まったくだ。俺も手を貸すから早く持っていこう。よいしょ、よいしょ。
見て見て、すごいのが来たよ。
Everyone greeted us with a cheer. Each person received a skewer with vegetables and big pieces of meat on it. They also received paper cups filled to the brim with juice. In my right hand were pounds of piping hot barbecue. In left was a cup of juice that I could chug down. If this didn't make you want to dance, you weren't a man.
おお、もう我慢できないぜ。ガブッといくぞ。ガブッと。
まだまだケイちゃん。ほらほら、一応セレモニーってことで。
みんな注目。
The coach with a cup of beer in his hand mounted a nearby beer cooler. This was supposed to be a victory celebration after all. We needed an opening statement. Damn, I hope it ends soon. For every second this goes on, a little more of the food's freshness goes away. You know, Sadako stomped down onto the back of my foot.
まったく、いい年の男が卑しいですわね。もう少しエレガントに我慢できませんの？
俺ってつくづく思ってることが顔に出ちゃうのな。じゃあみんないいですか？昨日は大勝利でしたね。すごいピッチャーの登場で苦戦もしましたが、こちらも同じくらい頼もしい助っ人の登場で見事逆転勝利を収めることができました。
Clap, clap, clap. Both my hands were full, so the adults and older brothers gave us a round of applause.
今日はその戦勝祝賀会です。約束通り美味しいお肉をいっぱい用意しましたからね。今日はいっぱい食べて次の試合への活力にしていきましょう。
Then, after a few words of thanks to the fathers and brothers who helped with the barbecue, he led us in a toast. They say that when toasting, you would normally down the contents of your cup. But we were young. At the toast, all of us immediately began to dig into our skewers. After that, it got really lively with everyone congratulating one another for things they did during the game. Like how someone made a great catch or how awesome someone looked when stealing a base. Of course, they congratulated me too. The savior appeared to fight against the Koshian pitcher.
まあ俺の活躍も含めてあれはサトコの活躍だったわけだがな。
確かにサトコの作戦ではあったけどさ、亀田を口説き落とすなんて真似はケイちゃん以外にはできなかったわけだし、十分ケイちゃんも称えられるに値する活躍をしてるよ。
そういえばケイチ君、あの後亀田君と一緒にケーキを食べに行ったんだよね。なんだかすっごく仲良さそうだった。
ライバル関係から男同士の友情が芽生えちゃったわけ？
そういうのってなんだかそのは
I violently brushed through Rena's hair as she turned red in the face for some reason at the mention of friendship between males, dispersing her pleasant-seeming ideas. Now then, where's the hero, or rather the heroine, Satoko? Oh, there she is. Satoko was with Rika-chan in the middle of bragging her heart out about the home run yesterday, and her teammates spared no compliment for her since even though he was going easy on her, the fact that she hit a throw from a Koshian pitcher was something else. Satoko was more loquacious than usual. It seemed she was in a great mood. She was flying so high that I thought for a moment about getting a word in to tease her. But she was the leading actress today, so I decided not to bully her at all. As I watched Satoko going at things as lively as usual under the sun, it struck me that it didn't quite line up with the pleasant time I'd spent with her. But both of those were the real Satoko. I didn't care which it was, her smiling happily or making a big lively fuzz like this, just as long as she would keep smiling this forever.
楽しそうですね。あんなにはしゃいで。
The coach had approached me from behind before I realized it. As he gazed at Satoko from afar like I had been doing, he addressed me. So I could tell he was talking about her.
さとこちゃんの笑顔を見てると、なんだか心が洗われる気がしません？
He smiled, refreshed, searching for confirmation. I felt a little embarrassed to admit it, so against my better judgment, I played it off.
そうですか？あいつの笑顔じゃ皿一枚ろくに洗えないと思うんですけどね。それを聞いたらさとこちゃん怒るんでしょうね。でもそんな彼女もとってもキュートなんですよ。
Leaving her cuteness aside, I could understand with him thinking Satoko getting angry for being teased would be funny.
イリアさんでしたっけ？イリエです。
Irie, not Iria.
でもみんな監督って呼びますからね。前原さんも監督と呼んでくださるととても嬉しいです。
As I said that, Coach Irie smiled, blushing a little.
監督はサトコのことを気に入ってるみたいですね。
I didn't have any real basis for saying that. It was just what I felt to be true.
ええ、気に入っていますよ。大好きです。彼女がもっと大きくなったら求婚しようと思ってます。
Come on, man. Don't joke like this. This guy really says some insane stuff, doesn't he? After being astonished by this, I hurried to put my mind back in order. I'd heard that this coach guy was kind of a person who said crazy things out of nowhere. According to Mion, if I took everything he said seriously, I physically wouldn't be able to take it. If I was able to ignore that part of him, he seemed like he'd be really a really funny guy.
あれ？今前原さん驚かれました？じゃあひょっとしてさとこちゃんのこと狙っています？それは困ります。私はもう何十年も前から狙ってるんですよ。
This guy.
監督、何十年も前にはまださとこは生まれてないと思うんですけど。
Yeah, Satoko's like, what, 9 years old? 10. Coach gave a dry grin and laughed. Was this how I should be doing it? I must somehow master the art of responding to this coach guy. After that, I received many words of praise for my actions, almost too many. As that conversation was happening, leaving aside the controversial statements this coach person would spout suddenly, I learned he was a very composed and not a bad guy by any stretch.
俺なんかよりあの特大アーチを放ったサトコの方が賞賛に値すると思いますよ。正直あいつにホームランを打てるなんて思わなかったです。サトコちゃんのお兄さんはどちらかというとおとなしい文系のタイプでした。きっとサトコちゃんはその反対の才能に恵まれたんでしょう。
Her brother? Right, he meant Satoshi. The one who left Satoko and ran away from home. Satoko's Nini. Satoshi Hojo.
ご存知ないですか？サトコちゃんのお兄さんです。北条聡くんと言いましてね。彼もひなみ沢ファイターズで活躍してたんですよ。もっともっと活躍してほしかったんですが、転校してしまいましてね。へえ、そうなんですか。
So he transferred. Yeah, maybe that was a little more considerate than saying he ran away. Now that he mentioned it, I think it was Rena. I think she said Satoshi transferred too. I didn't know the details of him having run away from home at the time, so I didn't pay much attention to it, but
兄貴だけ転校したんでしたっけ？そういうのって珍しいですね。
Everyone having fun was far away and their cheerful voices distant. The chorus of the cicadas separated us from them, giving me a sense of distance. At first, I thought my own voice was too soft for even me to hear. But for a real long time, Coach didn't respond to my words. So at this point, I began to wonder if I had something I shouldn't have. Just when I began to feel impatient, Coach finally spoke.
不幸なことがあったんです。いろいろと。
After informing me that what he was about to say was a secret, Coach began to talk a little at a time.
もう3年になります。ちょうど今頃の時期でしたっけ？
I love this music, man. Thank you.
さとこちゃんのご両親が事故に遭われましてね。事故？ええ。旅先の公園で展望台から転落されましてね。
It was supposed to just be a little time away from the house with the family. They went for a walk on the path through a nature park after it had rained. There was a little viewing platform that looked like it had a good view. That was the stage on which a tragedy was set. The metal fixtures in the viewing platform fence had deteriorated from the time, and with all the rain they had just gotten, they might have loosened somewhat. Right before Satoko's eyes, both the fence and her parents fell. Okay, I think I said this back then, right? Was it in chapter 1? That maybe Satoko pushed her parents? I think I said this? Or, yeah, I think I said this, yes. Maybe she pushed them? Maybe, right? Maybe. We'll see. Once we learn more, or more of a background for this one. There was a river some tens of meters below. The water level was high due to the rain, and apparently very muddy as well.
それで両親は？
Coach gave a thin but melancholic smile and touched his paper cup to his lips. Without saying anything, I knew how unfortunate that accident was and how Sadago's parents had left on an eternal vacation.
じゃあ、さとこって。
I was so focused on being careful with my words that I lost what I was going to say. A single word, orphaned. I knew how little consideration it showed and how much it would hurt Satoko without having to say it aloud. Come to think of it, Satoko lived with Rika-chan. At least that's what I thought I heard from the others. Wait, Rika-chan, her father died from illness too and her mother soon after. I felt like I heard she was living by herself.
今はフルデさんと一緒に生活しています。二人ともご両親がいなくて心細い日もあったでしょうが、助け合いながら生活しているようです。親の庇護なく生きていくっていうのは、あの年頃にはとても辛いことだと思います。前原さんでもその辺はわかるでしょ？
I've only survived because I rely on my parents, so the only reply I could give was to nod.
フルデさんは特に村のお年寄りに慕われていますからね。
Yeah, the thing with Rika is she's pretty much the leader, I guess, for the family, right? So yeah, a lot of people are taking care of her.
この村にいる限り生きていくのにそんなに不自由はないでしょう。そういえばそうですね。リカちゃんって村のマスコットみたいなところがありますからね。
The village mascot.
確かにこの村での生活には困らないように思います。
Rika-chan could go meet just once and get 2 or 3 croquettes from vendor after all. Croquettes, I'm sorry. I felt like if she had asked for help, everyone in the village would.
でもそれはフルデさんだけの特別な事情です。
Yeah, I guess only for Rika-chan only.
さとこちゃんも同じというわけではありません。
Rika being so spoiled was just an exception. Upon thinking about it normally, living on your own as a child should be fraught with difficulty. It wasn't then very difficult to imagine how much suffering Satoko had to go through just to live. It wasn't very difficult to imagine. Was I really thinking that? Oh, no, I wasn't thinking the words. I couldn't imagine it in the slightest. How was I supposed to imagine it when I saw that annoying smile of hers? There was no way I could. I found out she was living apart from her brother and I just kinda vaguely thought that it was rather unfortunate. I mean, Satoko was smiling so energetically every day. Was I thinking that her smiling meant she wasn't hurt? That she didn't feel lonely? When she found out my parents were coming home the other night, Satoko said, "A family sitting around the dinner table is the most fun way to enjoy a meal of all." Those words held a lot more weight now.
あの子を養子に迎えようと本気で思ったこともあります。養子
It's a secret. After warning me, Coach put his index finger to his lips.
私はこの年になるまで本当に堅実に生活してきました。財産もあるし信用もあります。ですが結婚だけはしてない。法律で既婚者でないと養子は取れないって決まってるんですよ。
Also, there's a law like that. If you're single, you can't adopt.
だから私はさとこちゃんを養子にしてあげられないんです。残念です。さとこちゃんにパパって呼んでもらえる計画は早くも頓挫ですから。
Okay. This guy spouts some crazy stuff. At first, I was only half listening, but midway through, I realized how rude I was. This coach person seriously only wished for this one girl, Satoko, to be happy. That was neither crazy nor it was nonsense. Yeah, he's pretty much just adding jokes to it and saying crazy stuff, I suppose. He just wanted her to be happy. Those were his true feelings.
さとこちゃんの今の生活は決して幸福なものではないでしょう。でもね、それをほんの少しでも和らげてあげたいと思ってるんです。もっとも余り物のお裾分けや力仕事のお手伝いくらいしかしてあげられませんがね。幸せですよ、さとこ。
Coach showed surprise at my having declared that.
こんなにもさとこの幸せを強く願う人間がこんなに身近にいて不幸なわけがありません。
I spoke with a serious expression, quietly but firmly all the same. It was my approval of his feelings and my gratitude at Satoko's Nini.
ありがとう。でもさとこちゃんには内緒にしてくださいね。彼女私が養子にしたいなんて知ったら、こんなスケベ男なんか誰がパパと呼ぶものですかって憤慨しそうですから。
Sukebe is pervert, right? I wonder though. Sadako may have been somewhat childish, but she was still able to empathize with people. She'd call him that. I knew it. As if my feelings had gotten across, Coach grinned satisfied and returned his gaze to the hustle and bustle before us. Her parents and her older brother. She lost her family, had no relatives, and was huddled up with Rika-chan, who was in the same situation. Satoko Hojo. It wouldn't be odd for her to look at her life with despair, but she didn't seem to feel that way. She lived energetically with a smile.
あの子にはね、いつまでも笑っていてほしいんです。
It was a naive wish, and yet it was one that he couldn't help hoping for. So the words that I spoke were the same.
奇遇ですね。俺も同じことを考えています。おや、前原くんもですか？では私たちは仲間ですね。約束しましょう。約束？
It's a very simple one, the coach said this, giving me a grin.
絶対に彼女を泣かせたりしない。
It was short and to the point.
あ、はい。俺もそれ約束します。
Coach nodded happily. We exchanged no more words after that. We just sat there comfortably gazing at Satoko and everyone else having a good time. She certainly lost family, but there were people watching over her. How reassuring must that have been?
仮にですよ。聡子を養子にできたらどうします？
それは難しい質問ですね。
Coach gave a wry, happy smile, then exaggeratedly tilted his head in contemplation.
まずですね、私のことをご主人様と呼ばせて優しく可憐なメイドにします。
Okay, here comes Shion.
はあ？
How does this guy always pick the craziest time to say the craziest things?
前原くん、私まだ何も言ってませんよ。
何言ってんですか？今はっきりと言ったじゃないですか。
そうそう、聡子を自分専属のプリッチーなメイドにするってはっきり言いました。
ああ、それはいいですね。聡子ちゃんをプリチー。
あ、プリティとプリチーは似てるようで微妙に違いますからね。日本のわびさびをミックスした和洋折衷の言葉なので注意してください。
なるほどな。いやー、日本語はほんと奥が深いよな。
そうそう、ケイちゃんはよく理解してます。ではそういうことで。
My hands shot out and grabbed Shion, smiling, waving, and about to leave by the nape of her neck.
おい待てこら、突然現れて何をとんでもないことを言ってやがるんだ。
とんでもないことって言ったら、ケイちゃんと監督がしてた聡子ラブなトークの方がよっぽどとんでもないと思いましたけど。養子縁組のあたりから再現してご覧に入れます？
お前そんな時から息を潜めていやがったのか。
お姉にすらかなわないケイちゃんが私に歯向かおうなんて100年早いってことです。
I mean, I guess? This was Shion Sonozaki, the younger of the Sonozaki twins, though she hadn't a scrap of the reverse quality you'd expect from her little sister. She was a villain, true, no better than her older sister Mion. We met the other day in town and I dug myself into a hole when I mistook her for Mion. Unlike Mion, Shion said she was living in Okunimiya, so I thought we'd never see each other again, but I think we actually would. My frankly displeased expression, it didn't change a bit either. This must be what people mean when they say something is like a water off a duck's back.
シオンさん、よく来てくれましたね。来てくれないと思ってがっかりしてたんですよ。
まあ他にすることが思いつかなかったってことです。ちょっとからかいに行こうかなくらいですので。
監督、どうしてシオンが戦勝祝賀会に呼ばれなくちゃなんないんです？こいつがどうチームの勝利に貢献したっていうのか。
それはですね、実は私がひなみ沢ファイターズのマネージャーだからなんです。
So she's a manager.
マネージャー？嘘だろ？そんならなんで昨日の試合にいなかったんだよ。
マネージャーはマネージャーでも幽霊マネージャーですから。
A ghost manager. She seemed to think I'd forgive her if she stuck her tongue out and smiled. She wasn't sorry at all.
シオンちゃんが来てくれないと試合に花がないんです。練習までとは言いませんから、試合にくらいまた昔みたいに応援に来てくれませんかね。
まあ考えておきます。ケイちゃんがひなみ沢ファイターズに移籍するんなら考えてもいいかな。私かっこいい男の子がいないと応援する張り合いがないんです。
Oh.
え
Did Shion just smoothly say something absurd?
シオンあんたまだどこから湧いて出たの？
Mion is always what do you call it? Nervous when Shion is here. Suddenly Mion came running over, latched onto my shoulders, and pulled me towards her. Not nervous, like embarrassed. Like kind of embarrassed. Something like that. Yeah, the emotion.
みーちゃんの妹さんだ。しーちゃん、こんにちは。
レナさん、こんにちは。まだ1回しか会ってないのに名前を覚えてもらって光栄です。
Who would win if these two fought? Shion and Rena, right? And both crazy mode. Who would win?
あ、こちらこそ。レナの名前を覚えててくれてありがとう。
そんな挨拶はどうでもいいの。ケイちゃんの勧誘なんてダメだからね。ケイちゃんは我が部のホープなんだから。野球なんかに引っこ抜かないで。
Mion gave a low growl and she grappled my arm. She looked like a little girl desperately clinging to her toy.
ケイチ君はうちの部活の期待の新人なの。だからトレードとかは全然ダメなんだよ。
Rena's smile hid a nonchalant bloodthirst. She was blocking Shion's way, ready to unleash an ultimate attack if she got within 2 meters of me. I felt like this was gonna turn into a bloody battle.
それは残念です。じゃあ交渉はまたの機会に。あんたに交渉権なんかないの。監督、なんでシオンまで呼んだわけ？シオンは丸1年もサボってる幽霊部員じゃない。
シオンちゃんがいると賑やかになって楽しいかなって思ったんですけどね。実に賑やかになりました。
That was what he planned for all along. Mission accomplished.
ほら、ケイちゃんおいでおいで。みんなでゲームやるよ。もちろん罰ゲーム付きでね。
しーちゃんもどう？ルールは簡単だし楽しいよ。
どうしようかな。私が参加すると勝っちゃいますから。お姉の部長としての面目を潰しちゃうと悪いですし。
Mio, now irritated, turned around with a glare.
なんですお姉。私も一緒に参加して姉妹対決にした方がいいですか？多分やめといた方がお姉のためだと思いますけど。あっかんべー。塩なんか混ぜてやらない。仲間外れ。べーだ。
Whoa, Mio just avoided the direct confrontation. It seemed like the twins were completely incompatible with each other.
混ぜてあげないの？みーちゃんとの対決見たかったかな？
私シオン嫌い。あいつと戦うのは苦手なの。
An angry Mion dragged me away. Slide.
頑張ってくださいね。ここで応援してますから。ケイちゃん、ファイト。おう。
Shion waved her hand at us, reveling in the bliss of teasing Mion. Alright, club activities had begun, which meant I needed to clear my mind. What was today's battle? Today's punishment game? I'd take anything on.
ほらほらケイチさん、覚悟なさいませよ。今日は徹底的に行きますわよ。
おう、上等だぜ。さとこだろうと誰だろうと手加減無用でぶっ潰してやるぜ。
そこをレナは漁夫の利で優勝だよ。僕はそれに小判ザメで優勝を狙いますです。はう、リカちゃんが小判ザメみたいにペター。お持ち帰り。
今日は大人数だから簡単で分かりやすいゲームにしよう。今日のゲームはね、
Okay. Sub-chapter finish. Ah, mate. I guess, right? Okay. So yeah, I guess we'll take a break here. But it's nice seeing Irie talk like that, right? That he means well to Satoko. He wants her, or he wants to see Satoko happy, I suppose, right? It's nice. Talking to Irie more. Like we saw him last time, right? But this time, yes, it was nice. It was like, it's nice getting to know him. He talks crazy stuff sometimes, right? He adds jokes to what he says, but his true feelings are, yeah, basically he just wants her to be happy. That's it. So yes, I guess we will continue this and do more of Higurashi When They Cry Chapter 3 Tatarigoroshi in the next one. So I'll just see you then, guys. Bye bye.